Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today me and Susan are discussing another John Carpenter movie from 2001, a tale of the Martian police force going to pick up a convicted felon from a town on Mars, and all hell breaks loose. So we are talking Ghosts of Mars. So we'll go over to Susan with opening thoughts on this movie. What do you think to Ghost of Mars then, Susan?
Okay, well, you said your opening thought. You said that hell breaks loose, but it actually had already broken loose. It was actually like in progress. It was like a complete clusterfuck in progress.
Uh-huh.
It was they apparently had been digging, and they dug and they found the previous owners of the planet, and they weren't ice warriors. As a Doctor Who fan, I'm a uh, I would, I would remind you that the water of Mars has like creatures, and I would remind you that if you dig too deep in the Martian surface, you'll find ice warriors, and they will not be happy to be found, and they will probably come back and get really pissy and try and kill everything on Earth and try to make Earth a little bit colder so that they can live there again, or they can just move down the street a little bit. Anyway, so those things happen on other shows, but this one they discover a bunch of disembodied uh, creatures, and so the question is, why was Mars disembodied? Why did these formerly um, tactile beings have disembodied realities? Why were they, in so many words, ghosts?
Yeah, I could say according to the movie, they called them spirits or ghosts.
Yeah,
These could have been in that vault. They could have been where the Martians buried their dead. That they could have been the spirits risen again.
yeah.
It's not really explained.
It's not really explained, and there's no cool sciencey thing that kind of goes along with the fiction of it. I mean, like that. That's what a nerd, a geek like me.
Mhm.
We are geeks assembled. You know, why we do these things is because we get to geek out about certain things, but they didn't really go into that ghosty thing and how these ghosts had either trans transformed their reality from a physical reality to a Gnostic reality, or a spiritual reality, or a ghostly reality, and why they were so gosh darn excited about the emergence of all these physical beings that they could stick their realities inside of and cause them to cut themselves open like little blood factories. That was, I mean, there was a lot of, if someone is, triggered by self-harm, this is definitely not the movie for you to watch, because it's all about these people, cutting and sewing and recutting and resewing and changing their bodies to, oh my gosh. So yeah, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. And let's see. The other thing that was weird was they said that the terraforming, the one sciencey thing that they started the movie off with, which you'd hope they would have developed a little bit.
Yeah.
That was an interesting thing, was the whole idea of terraforming, but it didn't look too damn terraformed. It looked more just like, it looked even worse than it was than Mr. Rover, or Mr. What is he called? Perception or whatever. No, can't remember the word. It's the one, the excited little, the new excited little robot there. It's like,
I know what you mean. It'll come to us.
Yeah, it starts with a P or something. Anyway, he or those guys, those guys send back images of Mars that looked like, you could do something with this place. But once they'd done something with the place, it was all just storms and fog and dust and grit and it looked like hell had already taken place. So anyway, Lee, I don't know. There was some things that they could have done to engage the geek factor, but they kind of let those go. But there was some good. I mean, there's a good amount of gore because of all the people cutting on themselves, and there was a good amount of violence because everybody wanted to kill the humans to get more bodies, and so that was something. And Ice Cube was in it, and he did something, and then there were these other actors who were in it, and they did something, and they shot at some people. They changed. By the time they got back to Earth, they got to change their little black guns for silver guns, and so that was fun.
Ooh.
I know. So that was great, and so yeah. What did you think about it?
Well, here we go. Right. This movie was made in 2001. And for me, a movie made in 2001 should be a lot better than this. Um, where to start? Let's start with the bad stuff, shall we?
Okay.
Here we go. To begin with, the the model, the models, because you could see it was models of the trains going across the landscape. It was awful. You could see there were models. It's okay having red dust flying about, none of that's had, but you could see there were little models. The acting was awful, terrible. Um, I mean, you Ice Cube, most known for being a rap artist.
Yeah. But also
Uh,
just really good thug work in on Earth, like Earth-based stories, like just a normal, tell a
uh,
slice of life thing. Go on.
Jason Statham, who now just does action movies. I've never rated him as an actor anyway. Um, Natasha Henstridge, who her career has only been in several movies, Species and this, and then you had Pam Grier in this. Why the hell did they have Pam Grier in this to do nothing? She was only in it 10 minutes at the most,
Hmm.
and her death. I'm sure she cut her own head off to get out of doing this movie.
Well, that's what they
Because
all were doing.
yeah, I mean, there was no explanation where she'd gone. She was there 1 minute. I mean, she hardly said any words in the movie for her part.
Uh huh.
And the next minute, her head's on a spike.
Uh
I
huh.
think, what a waste of an actress.
Yep.
Um, yeah, as I say,
Oh, Lee, about the heads on the spike. Why would Martians put heads on spikes? That's something that
yeah,
people in Transylvania did.
yeah, but these these were these possessed people by the spirits. I just don't understand why they were killing them. Because it was surely you'd want to invade the bodies.
Yeah, surely.
So why decapitate the people? I just don't get that. So yeah, a waste of Pam Grier in this. Because when I saw Pam Grier's in this, I don't mind a bit of Pam Grier.
Yeah.
Uh, blink and you'll miss her.
Oh,
Um, um, so let's see if we can find some good things, shall we? The action sequences were brilliant, of course. You can't fault the action sequences.
yeah.
Um, the makeup was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was good gothic.
the self harming, the scratching of the faces, the arms, but also the end outcome of the makeup with like the leader of the possessed, all the things in his face and brilliant makeup.
Yeah.
Just it's wasted on a total naff story, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
This
why,
bomb,
why
this
did they?
bombed at Sydney.
Yeah, why did they have to go get this one guy out of jail? And why couldn't they just leave him there? I mean, it's just one guy. It's not like worth.
Oh, yeah, they didn't say why they had to go get him there and then.
Right?
I mean, okay, if they were transferring him to a prison or wherever, what was the urgency?
Yeah.
Because there was no emergency. They didn't know there was an emergency when they arrived there. It was just their normal job. But why did they have to make it an urgent thing to do? Don't know. Who cares? Because it's. I mean, I think this movie followed because this was 2001. John Carpenter's Vampires was 1998. So this was mostly his follow-up movie after Vampires. So he must have been having a bad time, I think, making movies around that period.
Oh, oh yeah.
I know after this movie he stopped making movies until about was it 2010?
With the Avatar.
That was I think it was called The Ward.
Oh, the Ward. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and he hasn't made a movie ever since that one.
That's right.
But yeah, it's a strange one. This there's no explanations for this and that and the other. I did like the idea of the spirits going from one body to the next. Once the human host was dead, it sort of came out that body and tried to find another host. But that to me has been done in something else in science fiction, and I'm trying to remember which. It's supposed to be being done quite a few times, to be honest, in science fiction,
Yeah.
where where the host comes out one and into someone else. But I
Well,
can't remember.
yeah. Gold. There's lots of them.
Yeah. So it's not an original idea,
No.
but the way they did it was quite good. The way the spirit was seeing everything with their vision, that was quite good. But apart from that, it's when I got to the end of the movie, I thought you can understand why this didn't make much money at the box office. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a shame because I like John Carpenter, but for me, his career has been on a downward spiral since his early successes.
Yep.
So we, who who knows if he'll ever come back and do any more? But we'll have to see. So anything else for Ghosts of Mars?
Oh, right. Well, the yeah, I was glad to see. I was excited to see Pam Grier in it too. I was like, yeah, this is going to be great. She's a badass, and she adds so much to movies, and then she was gone. And then there was the the fact that there was sort of a leader ghost, and like, but you know, I guess it's kind of been done like the way that the Northlands, those White Riders are in Game of Thrones, or White Walkers, that they kind of resemble that in what they do. Like they have to be kind of almost dead before they become these White Walkers. Anyway, I you know the there were points in this that I was like, you know, like the whole thing of why they had to go back to Earth and stuff. That was That was trippy. Like you
Uh,
didn't have to. And then the other thing that was, I mean, it was mostly like it was like if goth could be contagious, like that was what it was. It was like if if goth being goth could be a contagious thing. That's what these ghosts really were.
well, just as you were talking there, an image came into my head of a Doctor Who episode, um, a fairly modern one, a few years after this movie, Utopia,
Utopia.
with the last of the humankind at the end of the universe, resembling the type of Mars creatures from this movie.
Yeah,
Um,
but those were hemovores, and these ones just take on dead people.
yeah, but it was
But
the
the makeup and everything.
the makeup and stuff. But
Yeah,
I think the Doctor Who episode Utopia sort of did it better
yeah,
because that was in daylight.
right,
This was all in the dark.
right.
So you know, good action sequences, good makeup, good in the dark, but a lot better in the daylight when you can see a lot more of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. And so, yeah, the the things that stood out were the moments where they were cornered and they had to fight. They either had to fight or and win, or they would be killed. And a lot of the way they were killed were these ghosts were wielding knives. I mean, it wasn't like it was like there was a still like this whole vampire thing part of it. I don't,
Yeah,
because you don't you really, anyway, you really wouldn't have to exsanguinate all these humans to make them receptive, but
I mean the good thing about this was the criminals, the police force, and the townsfolk, what was left, had to clan together and work together to survive. That was a good thing, you know. Three different types of people trying to work together to get out of the trouble they was in. Um, but apart from that, there's not a lot going for this movie.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. But apparently, it's got cult status now. It's got a big cult following, and I don't know why.
Well, if you out there are 12 watchers are actually fans of this movie, um,
Yeah,
I would just encourage you to share with us in the comments below what the hell you found so freaking amazing about this,
or if you've got any idea what the hell John Carpenter was thinking.
or your take on Mars is more this than the Matt Damon thing. You know, there was the Matt Damon thing, which was personally very geeky, very science oriented, and this one is just you know open up a tomb and bursting forth is some.
I mean, for me, as you said about the scenery, the Mars, and this was 2001. I think going back to 1990 with the film Total Recall,
Oh
the
yeah,
Mars, the Mars scenery was far superior
yeah.
in that movie to this one, which it should be the other way around, shouldn't it? Because this is a more modern movie.
By all rights, it should.
So I don't know. It did. I mean, I'm going to say it looked like cheaply made, but it cost 28 million to make, and I just don't know where the money
That's a
went.
fortune for
Yeah,
someone like us.
It only grossed 14 million.
Oh no! So it lost half.
It bombed.
Yeah. But
Uh,
what did you? You didn't own it, did you?
no, but I found because in my line of work, I find things lying about in these places I go to. I've got no case for it, but I found the disc.
Huh? Yeah,
Ah,
there he is. There's the
yeah.
leader of the ghosts,
So you could say I do own it, but only half.
the chief ghost. You do own it though. Are there any special features like a documentary about it
I
or
think there's a, I think there's a commentary on it and
commentary?
a feature on the actors and stuff like that. But that's all.
Okay, well maybe watch those next time and just see whether or not. But y'all might just give that away, you know.
What that? Yeah.
Uh,
It's good job there's no window there. Hit someone in the face. Anyway,
oh my god,
um, have,
well, you're
have we
so
got
funny. Oh my god.
have we got anything? Can we scrape anything good to say about this before we go to last score?
Well, yeah, the fact that they set it on Mars gave them a chance to use lots of red
Hmm.
in the coloration of everything, so that was fun.
If you're a fan of red,
If you're a
yes.
fan of red, that was just like a nifty, sort of amazing use of the color red. So this movie, if there was the Red Awards, then this movie should win like the best use of the color red.
Oh dear.
I know it was.
This is going to be a good score in this one.
I know it will be.
So come on then. Final third score then.
All right. Well, because Ice Cube and Pam Grier were in it, I'll give it five. I'll give it five knife blades out of 10.
Ooh, Susan, that's one of your lowest scores ever.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Right. Now I'm debating, is this worse than vampires or is it on equal part of vampires?
Hmm.
Um, because this movie and that movie has some good points, similar, and the bad points outweigh the good points in both of them movies. So I may score the same as I did with vampires and give it a four. four, four slavering possessed Martians. Um, yeah, it was a long slog. It's not a long movie.
No,
It's
it
just
isn't.
it's just the story. The story doesn't gel well together. Acting pretty awful,
And what did you? Yeah.
which is a shame because the setup could have been, the plot of the movie, it could have been executed way better.
Yeah.
And it could have
What did you know about this before you started?
nothing.
Uh-huh.
Nothing. It's the first time I've seen this movie. I don't know why I've missed it before. Um, and when we said last week, Ghosts of Mars, that's when I thought, do you know what? I think I found that disc somewhere. I'm gonna have a look. And yes, and there it was upstairs on a shelf. So,
Mm,
and you know what? It's going to go back up there on the shelf
okay.
and stay there
And
until until we revisit and review it again in 10 years' time.
or what you can do is you can use it as part of a great Halloween costume. You could be a doctor. You could use it as the light on the, or you could, yeah, no, there you go. Use it as a little.
I'll go as what was them Cenobites out at Hellraiser? There was a CD header, I think, in one of them. Anyway,
That's right.
um, So yeah, that's our positive review
Oh yeah,
of
yeah.
John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars. Um, you guys out
I
there,
prefer an Ice Warrior actually.
if you haven't seen it, oh, you were lucky. But I just, I'm just hoping that some of these actors don't see these videos we do.
Oh, right.
Oh, John Carpenter.
Oh,
But I'm sure they can take it as just as a laugh. Um, please. So yeah, if you have seen it and you liked it, please let us know why you liked it. I'd really like to know the
yeah.
people out there, the positive things they think about this movie.
I'm
Um,
really curious as well.
mm,
That is a good question.
yeah, so please leave a message on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Insta. When we put the post up, um, leave a comment below. On the YouTube side of things, please press the bell notification button, and you'll get a notification every time I puts up the video. If you want to be in our little gang, because it is a little gang at the moment,
Yep.
it's Uno and Dos, and that's it at the moment. Because
Well, yeah. So if there would have been two, like if they would have turned Ice Cube and Pam Grier into a double act and just played those two against everybody else throughout the whole thing, that would have been really super fun, and I would have totally been into that.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like you get these great double acts, and like when they're fighting against another whole slew of people, that can be really enjoyable.
yeah. I mean, I didn't mind Ice Cube in this,
No,
but I think it was just the material which was just not good enough.
yeah,
I mean, who wrote it? I don't know if. Oh, well, there we are. Two writers, Larry Sulkis and John Carpenter. Both of you to blame then. Also, yeah, if you want to join us, please, you've got to be 18 plus, because some movies we watch are 18 rated. So,
yep.
and also the discussions we have can get a little heated, or the discussions, what we talk about, for 18 and overs. Sometimes we do animation, which, we delve into the Disney side of things sometimes. So, but that's the child in us all.
That doesn't mean we're for kids.
No, that's true. Because we could still get heated over the Disney things,
Yeah, that's true.
especially fucking Frozen. Um, sorry, did I say something there?
You just don't mention that too loud. You know, Alan will show up like the minute you start talking like that.
Yeah, but Alan's too busy at the moment. He's in bed. He's got COVID.
He's got COVID. So poor
He
dear.
may he may return one day. He will,
Poor dear.
one day he will return. Um, yeah, so that's all you need to be 18 plus. Have a tablet, PC, laptop, or even a mobile phone with a working microphone and camera, and you're in. Because we say we just use the Zoom app, we send out the link every week, and you just come and join us, and that's it, really.
Yep.
So I think that's all the little information bump. So until next time, folks, please watch Ghost of Mars. Because I tell you something, I don't think there'll be a better movie ever made than this. That, my friends, is called sarcasm.
Uh-huh.
And I'm full of it. I'm full of it, and I'm also full of something else what people say. But there you are. Goodbye for now.